How could you do this? After everything we've taught you, you bring this shame upon our family. I want you out of my house.
This family's tragedy is entirely your fault. I want you to leave this house immediately.
The day we buried my husband, his mother looked me straight in the eyes, still wearing her funeral dress, and said, "This house belongs to my family now. You have until tomorrow morning to pack your things and leave." She didn't whisper it. She said it loud enough for everyone in the room to hear. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't say a single word. I just nodded slowly and walked upstairs, because I already knew something she didn't. And before this story is over, she was going to wish she had never opened her mouth.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share a story about resilience, about finding your strength when everything feels stacked against you. We truly appreciate you joining our global community. Don't forget to subscribe so we can keep these conversations going.
London, Lagos, Lahore, New York, Karachi. I want to see where in the world you are today. Your support means everything to this channel. My name is Sarah. I was 34 years old, a school teacher, married for 6 beautiful years to a man named Daniel. Daniel came from old money. His mother, Margaret, never let me forget that I didn't. From the very first family dinner, she made her feelings clear, with the way she looked past me when I spoke, the way she called Daniel privately after every holiday, the way she once quietly told him he could have done better. Daniel never wavered, not once. He chose me, every single day. But then came the diagnosis. 18 months ago, Daniel got seriously sick. I left my job without hesitation. I became his full-time caregiver. I drove him to every single appointment. I sat beside him through every difficult treatment. I held his hand when the nights got long and frightening and he didn't have the strength to speak. Margaret visited twice in 18 months. Both times, she spent most of the visit walking slowly through the house, opening doors, looking at rooms, like she was already mentally measuring the furniture. I told myself I was imagining it. I wasn't. The morning of Daniel's funeral, Margaret arrived with her younger son and a man in a gray suit I had never seen before. They sat in the front row, calm, composed, like they were attending a business meeting, not a burial. That same evening, while I was still in my black dress with cemetery mud still on my heels, Margaret called everyone into the living room. She stood at the center of the room, confident, composed, and announced that Daniel's estate, including our home, would be returning to the family. Her lawyer slid a document across the coffee table toward me, a voluntary property transfer. All I had to do was sign my name. Every single face in that room turned toward me. The looks all said the same thing. Just sign it. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I picked up the paper. I read every single line slowly. Then I folded it neatly, placed it inside my purse, looked Margaret directly in the eyes and said quietly, "I'll think about it." She smiled. She actually smiled, like she had already won. That night, after everyone left, I went back upstairs alone. In the corner of our bedroom sat a small black safe. Daniel had pointed to it 3 months before the end, when we both already knew the clock was running out. "If anything ever happens to me," he had said softly, "open this before you speak to anyone at all. Promise me." I had promised him, and I kept that promise. I knelt down, entered the combination, our anniversary date, and heard the lock click open. Inside were 2 things: a sealed envelope with my name written in Daniel's handwriting, and beneath it, a thick legal folder from Morrison and Associates. And this is the moment. This is the part I need every woman watching Broken Then Powerful to truly hear, because what was inside that envelope changed absolutely everything. I opened his letter first. 3 pages, handwritten, dated 4 months before he passed. He had known. He had known exactly what Margaret would do the moment he was gone. So quietly, without telling a single soul. He spent his final months building me a wall she could never break through. The house had been transferred entirely into my name 14 months ago, legally, notarized, irrevocable. His life insurance, $1.4 million, named me as the sole beneficiary. Margaret and her sons were listed nowhere. And at the end of his letter, Daniel wrote, "You carried me when I couldn't stand. I wanted to make sure that when I'm gone, you never have to depend on anyone who doesn't deserve you. The house is yours, Sarah. It always was." The next morning, I called Daniel's attorney. By noon, Margaret received a formal legal notice. The document she had pushed across my coffee table was not just void. It was fraudulent. The house had not been part of Daniel's estate for over a year. Her lawyer called twice. I didn't answer. The attorney handled every single word. Margaret never apologized. She never explained herself. She simply disappeared from my life. And honestly, that was enough. I still live in this house today. I still sleep on my side of the bed. I still keep his coffee mug on the kitchen shelf. Last spring, I planted roses in the backyard. The ones he always said he'd get around to planting someday. People ask me sometimes how I stayed so calm that night, when Margaret slid that paper across the table toward me. And I always say the same thing. A woman who has been truly loved knows her worth, even in the darkest room. Daniel didn't just leave me a house. He left me proof that I was worth protecting. And that no one can ever take away. If this story moved you, if you have ever been underestimated, dismissed, or pushed aside by someone who thought you had nothing left, then broken, then powerful is made for you. Hit that like button right now. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a story like this. And share this video with one woman in your life who needs to hear it today. Because on Broken Then Powerful, the women who were broken always come back more powerful than anyone ever expected. Drop your city in the comments below and tell me, what would you have done in Sarah's place? Watch the next story on your screen right now.